It's LeGarrette Blunt here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man.
Marvin Johnson Jr. here, aka Megatron. Big shout out to MicroMike and YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Mr. MicroMike, and today we're going to talk about Marvin Wilson, a look and let you meet the monster in the middle. Before I get into the video, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. A lot of you are not. It helps bring the content out. Hit the bell for all my notifications and pound that like button. Also, check this out.
Subscribe to the members of ISN.
Let's get into it. Marvin Wilson has a high athletic upside. Combined with his already refined play will make life easy on NFL evaluators. And if Wilson can have a best season yet, he could be candidate to be selected in the top 5. So what would a season look like, and why is it plausible for Wilson to achieve such success? First, we have to look at what he is. In Texas, he wasn't just viewed as a 5-star prospect by every major recruiting outlet. He was also a consensus top defensive tackle. Some even viewed him as a top defensive player in the class. So when Wilson chose Florida State University over schools like LSU, Alabama, and Ohio State, it was an impressive get. Wilson joined the team as a 330-pound, long, athletic specimen. However, he was raw. His functional play strength still needed some development. He didn't find the field consistent with his freshman year, but still appeared in 12 games. He also wasn't able to find much of an impact in a box score, but he had cemented himself as a vital part of the rotation and an important piece for the future. Marvin Wilson of FSU was a name to keep an eye on. Entering his sophomore season, Wilson had dropped his weight 15 pounds, a sign of his work ethic, dedication to his regiment. With a new frame and seasoned development under his belt, he was ready to step into the spotlight. Wilson did just that at FSU. In 12 games, he accumulated 41 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 3.5 sacks. He also registered a pass deflection and a forced fumble on his way to the All-ACC honorable mention. The entire country put it on notice. Wilson would look like cemented himself as one of the nation's top players his junior season. This past year, Wilson proved to be a destructive force, particularly in the backfield. He was more than double-digit tackles for loss at 8.5 and improved his sack number to 5 as well. While the 5 might not seem impressive for an interior lineman of Wilson's size, it is. For context, Auburn's Brown never registered more than 4.5 sacks this season. I also believe Wilson is a bit more athletic than Brown, and his pass rush upside is a bit higher. After his excellent season, many thought Wilson would leave FSU and declare for the 2020 NFL Draft, but instead, he chose to return for his senior season and enter the 2021 NFL Draft after graduating. What's next for Wilson? He will spend his last season at FSU under a new coaching staff, and how will they use him will be critical. If Wilson is allowed to burst through the line as a one-gap scheme, he could also have his best season yet. However, if he is just set to a 2-gap run defender for the majority of games, he's not going to be super impactful. Wilson's game is predicated on his burst off the line, making plays in the backfield. He's also long and very explosive while also showing off quick hands and keep himself clean. If Wilson was in the right scheme, I think he'll see a potential stat line of 50 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, and 7 sacks. That would put him between the production of Brown and Quentin Williams' final season at Alabama, 2 of the top defensive tackles to come out in recent memory. Wilson is also perfect fit physically between the two. Wilson is 285 to 290. Wilson is 310 and Brown weighs at 320. Wilson has the talent to be the next great defensive tackle. When the 2021 NFL Draft starts all around, Wilson's FSU will be a name you should look out for. Wilson, as I mentioned earlier, is best suited for a one-gap scheme due to his elite burst off the line of scrimmage. However, I don't think he's limited to a single position on the interior defensive line. He also has the length to play, strength, and scheme from the zero tech all the way to nose tackle in the 1 tech, all the way to the 3 tech, shaded outside the guard. His versatility will be a welcome on any defensive line because it means the team doesn't have to focus on improved single spot. Adding Wilson means an improvement on the line. With an elite season, Wilson could climb all the way to the top 10 in the 2021 NFL Draft. However, players rarely take explosive steps like that, so a project with a falls, and I guess Wilson will be drafted between 10 and 20th pick. There will also be teams that need interior defensive line help. Projecting towards the 2021 NFL Draft, the teams that could be looking for it is none other than our Detroit Lions. When it comes to interior defensive line, our team needs it. Many teams needs it. Marvin Wilson can be a great player for any team. He could fall to where, who knows, the Detroit Lions pick in the later rounds. Keep an eye on this guy. Let's do it.